Hello everyone, welcome to Compound Vowels, and in this lecture we're going to learn all about combination of vowels. So if at this point you're still not familiar with your simple vowels, I recommend you to go back to the lecture on simple vowels and do a quick revision on all the simple vowels that you've learned before. So as the name of this lecture suggests, compound vowels are basically a combination of simple vowels. It's just like in English, we combine vowels as well. For example, this word bet. I can add an A to make it into beat. And we can do the same in Korean. We can add simple vowels together to make a compound vowel. And that is what we're going to learn today. To help you to learn better, I've grouped similar compound vowels together, and the first 4 compound vowels we're going to learn are found here. Let's dive straight into the lecture. Now here are 4 rather similar compound vowels, but first I'll talk about the first 2 on the left. Now as you can see in the 2 red boxes over here, I have some simple vowels written in these boxes. Let's look at the first one on the left. If you look at this character, you will notice that it is a combination of 2 simple vowels as indicated here. Now of course, you have to remember that this circle over here is your empty consonant. Don't forget, in order for a Korean character to be valid, it has to have at least a consonant and a vowel. So we always write your empty consonant here. Now you can see that this compound vowel is made up of the simple vowels R and E. Now so then, how do you pronounce this compound vowel? Since this compound vowel is made up of R and E, we're going to combine both together. It's like saying R and E consecutively but quickly. I'm going to start to pronounce R and E slowly, consecutively, but after that I'm going to speed up. Let's hear how it's going to sound like. I, 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 eh. Do you hear that? As I read RE very quickly, it tends to converge towards this sound eh, I, eh. When pronouncing compound vowels, we do not want to hear 2 sounds RE. Instead, we want to hear a single sound eh. Alright, so therefore, this compound vowel here is pronounced as eh, eh, eh. Okay, I hope you got that. Now we're going to learn how to write it. So left to right, starting with your empty consonant, top down, left to right, and top down. Eh, eh. Okay, let's move on to this one. Now same thing, over here you can see that it's made up of 2 different simple vowels, your O and your E. Now I'm going to combine both together. Same thing, I'll read 2 of these simple vowels consecutively, slowly, and after that I'll go progressively faster. O-E, 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 eh. You notice that as the 2 sounds converged, they started to sound very much like eh, which is the same sound as the compound vowel that we have just learned. And that's why I grouped these 2 compound vowels into this slide, because they sound similar. Let me demonstrate it one more time. O-E, 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 eh. So this character over here is pronounced as eh, which has the same pronunciation as the compound vowel that we have just learnt. So remember, it's pronounced as eh. Let's learn how to write it. Okay, left to right, your empty consonant first. Left to right, top down, eh. Okay, let's move on. Now, why are these 2 characters in this slide as well? I said that they're all similar, right? If you notice, this character is very similar to the one that we just learned on the far left. And I hope you guys can remember what happens when we add another minor stroke like this. Let me just refresh your memory. If this is R, what is this? This character on the left is pronounced as Ya. Ah, Ya. You notice that I've just added a Y sound to the R for the character on the left. So in the same way, because of this minor stroke over here, if this character on the far left is pronounced as then with a minor stroke, you add a Y sound. Yeah. 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 Okay, let me just explain one more time if you didn't catch it. So, previously we learned this character over here, which is pronounced as but with an extra minor stroke, it becomes yeah. 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 From a it becomes yeah. Alright, I hope you got that. So let's learn how to write it properly. Left to right, empty consonant, top down, left to right, starting with the minor stroke on top first, and then second, and your last stroke. Like that. Now, how about this character over here? Same thing. We have learned this character over here that is pronounced as with a minor stroke. We add a Y sound to it and becomes yeah. Becomes yeah. So one more time, this character is pronounced as yeah. 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 Okay, let's learn how to write it. Empty consonant, top down, left to right, and then your vertical stem. Okay, let's move on to slightly more complicated compound vowels. Now, for all the characters that we've learned so far, we have only learned two kinds of orientation, right? Your left-to-right orientation with your consonant on the left-hand side and your vowel on the right-hand side, and your top-down, right? With your consonant on top and your vowel below. Like for example, over here we can write R. Okay, over here we can write O as an example. But over here you notice that these characters have a combination of both top down and left to right. Now I'm going to teach you how to write these characters. Let's look at this one over here. As you can see, this compound vowel is made up of O and your E. And I've written it down right here in the red box. O and E. We're going to repeat these two sounds consecutively and quickly, and you should be able to get the sound of this compound vowel over here. O-E, 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 we, 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 we. So therefore, this compound vowel is pronounced as we, we, we. And this is the where that they say when they want to ask why. Like, where? Why? What's the reason? Where? Alright? Okay, let's learn how to write it. Okay, your empty consonant has to first pair up with your horizontal stem simple vowel, which is your O. Like this. Okay, and last but not least, your E on the right. Where, where, where. Simple, isn't it? Compound vowels. If you're familiar with simple vowels, this shouldn't be a problem for you. Moving on, let's look at the character in the middle. And let's take a look at the box below. The box below shows you the two vowels that are combined together. It is combined by an U and a E. U, E, U, E, Ue, Ue, Ue. where, where, where. Do you hear that? As it converges, it sounds more and more like where, which is also the same sound as the character that we've learned over here. So that's why I grouped all these characters together, because they have similar sounds. Okay, so this character in the middle is pronounced as where, where, where. Okay, let's learn how to write it. So same thing, start with your consonant first. Okay, and you pair it up with your horizontal main stem simple vowel oo. Left to right, top down. Okay, notice the minor stroke is just below the horizontal stem of your simple vowel. And this is how you write where. Okay, let's move on. How about this character on the right? I'm going to pronounce the combination of simple vowels as shown in this red box. It is a combination of O and E. O, E. O-E. 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 Where, 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 where. Do you hear that? As the sounds converge, it converges towards the sound where. And that's why this character is in this light, because all three characters, they actually have the same sound. Even for Koreans, it is difficult for them to distinguish the differences between these three characters. So therefore they are considered to have the same sound where. Okay, let's learn how to write this character. Empty consonant paired with your simple vowel with your horizontal main stem, O. And last but not least, your E. Where. Alright, these three characters are pronounced as where. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. This character here, it's made up of two simple vowels, O and A. I'm going to pronounce these two sounds quickly, consecutively. O-wa, O-wa, wa, 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 wa. And that's the sound of this character. This character is pronounced as wa, wa, wa. Sometimes this character is used in speech or even in writing when someone is surprised, like wah. Let's learn how to write it. Empty consonant first, followed by your horizontal main stem vowel, and then, last but not least, your A simple vowel. Okay, let's move on. Now this time around, I'm going to give you some time to try to figure out how to read this compound vowel. Take a look at this red box over here to give yourself a clue. Did you get wa? If you got wa, you're right. I'm going to guide you through the sounds. Oo, ah, oo, ah, wa, 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 wa. And that's the sound of this character over here. This character is pronounced as wa, wa. Remember, for your aw, you have to open up your oral cavity and also the opening of your mouth to pronounce aw. Wa, wa. Alright, let's learn how to write it. Empty consonant with your horizontal main stem simple vowel. Left to right with your minor stroke just below the horizontal main stem, and top down to finish your simple vowel aw. This compound vowel is pronounced as wa, wa. Let's move on. Now this character is made out of oo and e. Add them both together. We, 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 we. So do you hear that? This compound vowel here is pronounced as we, we. Well, I'm not sure if you've heard the song by EXID, Up and Down, we are, we are, we are. Yep, this is the we that they used. Okay, let's learn how to write it. Empty consonant with your horizontal main stem simple vowel and your E. Let's move on. Okay, last one. It is made out of and E. Let's combine these sounds together. Ui, 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 ui. Okay? Do you hear that? So this character over here is pronounced as ui, ui, ui. It's not oi, okay? It's ui. Take note of this simple vowel over here on the left side. This simple vowel is pronounced as not o. Let's learn how to write it. Empty consonant with your and your e. Ui, ui, ui. Okay, let's do a quick revision of what we have just learned. I'm going to show you a character in the middle of the screen. Try to recite it in your head or out loud, and I'll pronounce the character after some time. Let's start. Where, where, where. We, we, we. We, we, we. Where, where, where. Air, air, air. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where, where, where. War, war, war. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Air, air, air. Wah, wah, wah. Now we've come to the end of this rather long lecture on compound vowels, but I believe that you would agree that this is a rather simple lecture because it simply combines all the different vowels that you learned before to make compound vowels. I hope the way that I've presented this lecture has been useful for you. I recommend all of you to write out these characters repeatedly so that you guys can get familiar with the writing and also how it looks and how it sounds like. We're almost towards the end of this course, and I'll see you in the next one.